Folks, how often are you looking for Bounty or Bounce and you find yourself looking for some coupons? Well, guess what? You can get up to $40 in coupon savings from P&G every day. If you listen to the Triple Threat podcast, just go to pgeveryday.ca/triple threat and enter in the code Mastodon, and you will get $40 in coupon savings. And now, time for the show. Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you. Special thank you to Procter & Gamble for the sponsorship. That's going to allow us to build our new podcast studios.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to getting in those digs. And it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. Reading the copy, that was me, Matt Vaughn. It's great to hear from you. How you doing? That's great. I've been pulling for you this whole time. Also with me, it was Will. How you doing, Will?
Hey.
And also with me is Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hey.
This is probably Alex's 80th show on the podcast. Good stuff.
I think it's his 79th, actually. Let's
79th.
not spot him too many.
That's good. Won't spot him very many at all.
That's
good.
right.
We're going to talk about a few things this week. We're going to talk about Spotify. Alex has something to talk about Spotify. We're going to do, as promised, we're going to talk about Batman v Superman, Donald Justice.
Donald Justice.
I don't know why it's Batman v Superman, Donald Justice. I find that weird that Donald Justice isn't also a V.
Batman v Superman,
Welcome to
Oxford,
Oakland, DJ.
Donald Justice.
Donald Justice. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few things. So it's great. It's great. Alex, great to have you back here. How was Toronto?
I wish I could say it was good to be back. Toronto's good.
Whoa. That's
Toronto's
stiff.
good.
That's stiff to our listeners, Alex.
We get it. Oh, sorry, all sexy out there. I apologize for being a little louder. When you're on the streets of Toronto, you got to project a little bit more, a lot of excess noise.
Yeah.
Did you go to DOJ advertising all up?
Yes.
Up and down Dundisquer.
You sent us pictures of just coated with soups and bats.
And then there's a big Daredevil thing on there as well,
Daredevil.
which I haven't. Do you have either one of you seen Daredevil on the Netflix?
No, but there was a preview for it before Batman v Superman. And
Really?
Yeah, I was sitting with Ian, and Ian's a huge fan of Daredevil. He binged the first two seasons like a day apiece or something like that.
Oh wow!
And I was I saw it, and I turned to him, and I was like, "Hey man, that show looks pretty good." He's like, "Yeah, I've been telling you that for like a year."
Yeah, I watched the first season.
Just came out. Sorry.
I watched the first season of Daredevil. That's okay, Alex. With Emily, and then we stopped partway through because we didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
See, now that the Punisher's there, and it's Shane from The Walking
John Bernthal, yeah,
John Bernthal from The Walking Dead, and a couple other things. Now my interest has been piqued a bit. So
I heard it was worse though. That's the thing.
interesting.
Reactions were not positive to the second season. From what I could tell.
Lukewarm at best.
Yes, but because Netflix releases all their shows at once, that lukewarm effect only lasts for about a week, and then we forget about their shows entirely.
One fell swoop.
Good effect,
Netflix.
Netflix.
Get away from that or what?
Well, they're a
capable
company.
of doing it.
They're a business that sells things month to month, and yet they still release everything all in one day. Does that make sense to you? Like,
Really.
if I had a business where my goal is to make sure you buy next month, maybe I smash my shows out to next month.
Maybe I don't release all the shows at once. Like I could get a Netflix account, watch all 2 seasons of that, and then
Daredevil.
all of Master of None and Love and all this stuff, and then be like, I'm out, peace.
Yeah, I finished Master of None this week.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Thrones.
I finished Master of None. It was very good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah,
But they've released. There's one show they released, and they were like updated every week. Like they're capable of.
They can
Mike
do
Tyson Mysteries they did that with, I think.
Yeah.
Like it didn't come out all at once. So it
of-
must be
of
an
doing it.
experimentation
Yeah,
of some sort.
I think they released in the States. Breaking Bad would come out on like I don't know, let's say Sunday nights, and then it would be released on Netflix as soon as it was over on the AMC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah.
So if you want, you can just wait half an hour and watch it on
they
Netflix,
must
or an
have
hour.
some-
I guess it was an hour.
Must have some sweet agreement with AMC or something.
Yeah. Oh, certainly.
Because they got like pretty much all their shows. Well, not all their shows. They got a good amount of their shows. But
Yeah.
yeah, Netflix is something I
Mutually
don't
beneficial.
do a lot of actually, which is kind of odd
Really?
given
It's
the
like
convenience.
I remember last time I just sat down and watched cable TV other than sports. Then I don't ever sit down and I don't even know what's good. What's good on cable right now?
On cable?
Nothing.
On cable, I don't know.
Off the Boat. That Modern Family show that's not Modern Family. Life in Pieces. Pieces of Me. Pieces of April.
Pieces of me.
Is that what Life in Pieces is? Like a Modern Family?
I don't know. Apparently, there's like an old guy and then like a bunch of family people. You look at the poster, you're like, oh, it's exactly like Modern Family.
An old guy and a bunch of family people.
Yeah, like the Cosby Show.
I just want to give a shout out to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for being soon to be the longest running live action comedy on television.
Really?
Season 13 and 14 pickup from FXX.
How many episodes do they do a season?
12.
This is where you can call BS because they do about 10 episodes a season.
Yeah.
But like 6 of them are pretty good.
If you can film, if you can film your season over a weekend, no, thank you.
Over the weekend?
It's not true. They just bring the weekend in. They try to put his hair down. It kind of keeps going all over the place.
He's a Basquiat fan. What can I say?
Yeah, but if you step on his face, it's okay. He can't feel it.
Won a lot of Junos, by
only
the way.
when he's with you.
Juno?
Wow, that looks so Modern Family-ish. Sorry, I was looking
Life
at
in
Life
Pieces?
in Pieces.
Or The Weeknd's
poster.
hair, because we kind of...
The Weeknd's hair looks like Modern Family in a nutshell.
It's not Modern Family in a nutshell. This is Modern Family in a nutshell. Help me.
Hey, how to get this nut? What kind of nut is a shell this big?
Yeah,
Honestly.
honestly.
Yeah, Alex, we talked about Spotify earlier. At least I mentioned it.
Well, you alluded to it.
I did allude to it.
You said the word spot.
Did I like use my eyes to allude to it, or did I use my mouth, which is talking about it?
We didn't talk about it. We alluded to the fact that we'll bring it up later.
Do you want to discuss how I discussed it? Do you want to go meta, or do you want to talk about what you want to talk about?
What do you think? Whatever pisses you off more, really. Let's talk. Don't say talk about it. But yeah, so I think a while ago I had a new enemy of the show, which was not Spotify, but
wasn't it just Kanye West?
It was Kanye West because he released Life of Pablo only on Tidal. Sorry, not Tidal. Tidal, not Tidal. Tidal. Title? Title. Get your title back with Title Max. Like the Wave. Not the ownership papers of a car. Yeah, so it's owned by Jay's, and I assume. I don't really know how it works, but it's another streaming service. So it's like, all right, cool. This album that was supposed to come out a while ago, only available on Tidal. And then it finally, for some reason, Kanye tweeted at one point, he was like, my album will never be for sale. It'll never be on any streaming service other than Tidal. And then on Thursday or Friday last week, it was just like on Spotify and on Apple, and you could just buy it anywhere now. Or download it. So
I can't believe Kanye was full of crap.
Yeah, I can't believe you lied to me about that. So after 3 months of waiting, I finally get to hear Life of Pablo.
There you go.
Which was originally called something, and then called Waves, and then became The Life of Pablo, and then was originally 10 tracks, then 11, then I think this one is 18 or 19.
Did you put more skits in it this time?
It's pretty messy. It's a messy album. I think he really wanted to, the Yeezus album was 10 songs just straight through. And plus he keeps changing things. Like the album changes. He's like, I just made changes to the beats on Waves or whatever it is or whatever.
So he goes back and George Lucas's a song.
Yeah, exactly. Han shoots second all the time.
Ye shoots first.
The beat's gonna go like this, and the beat just goes, and then it shoots.
Yeah.
There you go.
He did something with his hands you couldn't quite see, but
yeah. So it's. Depending on your opinion of Kanye, it's a good album. It's not great. It's very disjointed, but it's got some good stuff in it. Okay. Mostly from other rappers, but
what is that going to be? Is that going to be your go-to when you're on your car on traffic?
When I'm on traffic?
Yeah, let's say in your car.
I mean,
traffic,
I think views from Drake's new album is dropping. Advertising all over the 6.
Tunes from the 6, right?
Yeah, views from the 6.
Tunes from the 6.
Why are you saying tunes? It's views.
Because that's what the album would be. It'd just be a bunch of tunes.
Yeah, well,
tunes.
So it should be coming out this month, I believe. So I feel like that will be the better of the two albums.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Lots of good music, guys.
So thanks Spotify for coming through. Still no T Swift, so I'll be waiting on that. But yeah. She's actually in a really weird Apple Music commercial now.
You think it's a really weird commercial?
I do. It doesn't even pan or anything. She's just on the treadmill, I don't know.
You don't have to have a pan. They kind of zooms out.
I need a pan. Pam.
It's all in one shot.
Pam.
It's a oneer.
Have you seen it, Will?
I've not. No. Otherwise, I'd contribute.
She puts
Taylor
a Drake in her ears, puts on Jumpman, and then starts running on the treadmill.
Sing it. It's on Apple
Singing
Music.
it the whole way. Halloween. Taliban. Taliban. And then so she starts being like, Jumpman, 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 Jumpman.
And then
They
she
just flew out the country, man. They up to something. And then she gets so caught up in the music that she falls on the treadmill, slides backwards, and then continues singing the song. Because Apple Music is distractingly good.
They said it was based on a true story, and I was also watching it to be like, is there a cut where there's a stunt double, or did Taylor Swift straight up just?
No, there's definitely a cut.
I know.
It's like Kevin Smith, Kevin James, who's the guy from King of Queens.
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
He's the president of the United States in Pixels. Yeah.
Why do you know that?
The fact that you saw Pixels is
I watched
so
it.
upsetting to me.
I watched it.
Well, have you seen the Filthy Six, the early?
No, I didn't watch
60,
that. Like I said, I don't Netflix very often,
Sexy
so
Seven?
I didn't see the.
But that still implies that you Netflix at some point or another.
Can you call it that?
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not above Netflix at all, sir.
Be a weird thing.
I'm just saying I don't do it all that much. But yeah, I did watch Pixels, and yeah, safe to say you guys aren't missing out.
No.
I got excited for that movie because like Dinklage is in it. It's got to be good. And then it was like, nah.
He's the least bad part of it. Is Dinky.
Oh, what about my JG, Josh Gad?
I was like, Jake Gyllenhaal's in that movie?
Olaf.
Josh Gad is better as just preserve your memory of Olaf the snowman.
Who's the female lead in it?
Michelle Monaghan.
Ugh,
Who's
what
like
a weird cast.
A lieutenant in the army.
Of course.
And Adam Sandler installs her TV and she cries in her walk-in closet about her man leaving her.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is in the movie.
Okay.
He's describing the movie too.
Sorry, those are Pixels spoilers. I didn't want to spoil it.
Michelle
for
Monaghan
you.
cries at one point. Adam Sandler installs a television.
Yeah, for a kid.
Nice mug.
Thanks. I haven't shaved today, but
yeah,
I think,
folks, if you can hear something, that's Will's unshaven face.
Growing, yeah. If you hear the bristles, that's just if only I had.
I'm a Foley artist.
Oh, good. That'd be a weird job. That'd be a fun job. What was it? Oh yeah, we keep talking.
I'm a Mick Foley artist.
We've talked about this a couple times though. The Foley artist who actually like makes the
Yeah, from Human Giant, where he's like, you know what sounds like someone cutting lettuce is someone getting stabbed. Does everything in reverse. Where normally someone getting cut would be a sword going through a head of lettuce. He did it opposite of that.
Oh man,
yeah, it was brilliant.
Just thinking about the
brilliant.
when they show the final scene.
Yes.
No, it kills me.
So good.
It's on YouTube, folks.
Yeah. It's on YouTube.
Go check it out.
Not my tube. YouTube.
Not anyone's.
Not anyone's tube, really.
Is YouTube. So Life of Pablo. Because I think I have Yeezus on my iTunes. I copped it from Alex actually, and I've not listened to it.
He's just out there
You
copying
haven't
it.
listened to Yeezus? What do you listen to?
Not all the way through.
What do you
I
listen
think
to?
Bound kind of turned me off a little bit.
Bound.
Yeah, but
That's my impression.
yeah, because when I saw Ye on SNL, the songs were pretty.
No one calls him Ye.
I call him Ye. Just meet Ye, Chi-Town's hero. I wasn't so into the songs that he did on SNL, but I also felt like they
What did he do
weren't
on
for me.
SNL?
I don't know what he did on SNL.
When?
Oh,
This
sorry,
season.
he did like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
no, that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It was a while ago.
It was like a
Who's the
month ago
host?
now. Actually, I've been catching up on SNLs. Was that Larry David? The Larry David episode?
No, I
think
don't
it was.
remember.
I missed a big show. Did Chance come out?
He might have.
No, Chance actually was as a musical guest himself, actually, when he was on there.
Yeah, with Hemsworth.
Probably a couple months ago. Yes.
With old Hemi. I haven't seen the Dinklage SNL.
I just finished the Dinklage.
What's not part of it?
last
Stop the weekend
night.
update.
It was
There's
Alright.
there's a
weeks
sketch
ago.
where one of the where Bobby Moynihan is talking to one of the guys, and he says the two of you, and there's only one person sitting across from him.
Yeah,
because the new guy seemingly was late, like wasn't there, and showed
that
up
was
like
weird.
a minute.
The
you see that
mobster thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. He just
I was like, oh,
cute.
that's a huge screw up.
yeah.
That's the fun thing about
Mrs. Q,
SNL,
or he
though, baby.
wasn't costumed up
It-
enough.
yeah,
or something.
he just might not have been ready. Like they just might not have had him ready yet.
It's the fun thing about live
It's a funny
television.
pre-tape. It's pretty good. I don't know. It's all right. It's not.
It's
great.
okay.
It's not bad.
I like Dinklage. I'm a Dinklage fan.
Everyone likes Dinklage.
Yeah, sure.
How
Okay.
could you not?
How could you?
All right. I think we've gone on far enough. I think you guys should spoil the crap out of Dodge for me.
Superman.
Yeah, so Batman.
Both Will
the
and Matt have seen the newest superhero flick, motion picture,
Dawn of
film.
Justice. I think this one that came out in India yesterday, but I might be wrong. But in North America, yes, it certainly is the
Shut up.
newest. One of the newest.
Shut up.
One of the newest superhero films. So, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
I went into this being like, okay, let's take our medicine. Let's check this out. And
Because like your expectations probably were pretty low, right? Well, like
they were pretty low. But
Well,
I'm
the
like,
reviews are pretty low on the tomato meter, 29% or something. Not,
yeah,
as Alex Vaughn would say, nah good.
not well.
Not
It has not performed as well as they might have thought it would have.
And it did, well, yeah, but the critics, it did big box office last week, but this week it took a
Huge.
pretty big dip.
Huge box office.
So I don't know how long it'll.
Gonna be huge.
Do you know how much of a dip it was?
It's like 70% or something.
Ooh.
I think it's 50's typical, right? Though.
Yeah.
50s typical, 70s astronomical. That is not the little dipper. That is the big dipper.
Yeah, something
You
like
see
I don't know
that
what
ish
the
in the
original
sky,
Hulk
that
movie
dip.
was like that.
What?
The original
Ang
Hulk
Lee
movie?
Hulk?
Yeah, the original.
The Ang Lee
Hulk.
Hulk had like an
That's
insane
one of
drop
my-
off.
Oh yeah, that's my go-to for drop offs. Is like 62, and it wasn't even like Superman or Spider-Man numbers, Spider-Man 2 numbers, which I think was the first movie to crack 100. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe Spider-Man 3. Anyway, yeah, huge drop off from not even that huge of numbers. So tell me all about it. It opens up. Cut to. Fade
Cut
in
to-
on. Star wipe onto.
Okay, so opens with Bruce's parents getting shot.
Wow.
This time
never
it's-
seen that before.
Yeah, this time it's not in an alley. It's outside the. It's right in front of the theater.
I take exception to the scene just to start right off the bat. There's a
Controversy from the back.
No, there's a
man.
cameo. There's a cameo.
okay. That's not what I was getting to, but you can talk
No,
about that
but
first, and I'll get
I'll
to it.
mention
Yeah,
the Snyder cameos. Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays
right.
plays Bruce's daddy.
Ooh, JDM.
Yeah, and
81% drop by the. Oh no, it's Friday.
He gets one. He only gets one line, but he says Martha as his wife Martha's dying.
just to be clear, what her name is, just in case in the future
It's very
the name Martha
important.
becomes relevant.
It's very important
doubt
that
it
you
will.
know
I
what.
highly doubt.
Just
it
so we're clear, her name is Martha.
Yeah.
In the scene, there's a shot where the mugger has the gun, and it's kind of wrapped into the pearls of Martha's
Necklace.
neck, which someone has pointed out is not a thing that you could really do naturally. Why would there be a gun cut up in your necklace? It's crazy. And then he essentially shoots her point blank in the head.
Yeah.
And we see from behind her, and she just kind of falls down. But not to be too gross, but if you shot someone in the face at point blank range, they do not look good from behind going down.
Yeah.
There are parts missing from that
You've
head.
seen the Zapruder film. You don't. It doesn't even really have to be up close.
No, exactly.
His head basically explodes.
Yeah, so it's one of those things watching it. I'm just like, you can't shoot someone in the face and then have them just fall gracefully.
And then
With beautiful
she
back of the
disappears like
head.
a putty which was really weird. A
Really
really
weird.
weird choice.
Really
for
strange.
me.
Strange choice.
A la GoldenEye.
So that's how Martha dies.
Was
Just
his
to-
mother's name always Martha, or did it used to
Yes.
be like Claire?
No, they didn't change it for the film. It was
Yeah.
always Martha.
Okay.
Martha.
Martha, and then we got the spot where Bruce. So in this iteration, Bruce is at the funeral.
Bruce
and
Wayne, everyone
Bruce Wayne
who will
is
become
running
Batman.
away
Spoiler alert.
from the funeral, and then he
Yep.
falls in a Does he fall through a thing or like walks through a thing? And he falls in the thing where the bats
He
fly
appears
at
to
his
fall
face
into
again.
a bat
I
hole,
feel like
I
that
guess.
happens already, though. His father gets him up from that. Does he have? Do we have to see the bats again? Does he not wonder?
Well, Alex, this one's different because after he sees the bats, he floats up.
Yeah, he floats up.
Because it's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. And there's a lot of dreams.
But it's also, I guess, what happened? I love it in movies when they're just like, it's a dream. It also happened. How many dreams do you have about events that literally happened?
People have very vivid dreams and imaginations.
I had a dream about
Ooh.
working for WWE. It was stupid. Then I had my identity stolen. Great dream. Didn't happen.
Did it happen?
What?
No, it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. I thought...
You don't dream things that happen.
Did that dream actually happen, though?
Yeah,
That's
last
the
night.
question. Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
That's awesome.
No, we won't.
Let's talk about crazy dreams we've had.
Don't say talk about it.
Why? What? We can use the word talk about it as long as we're not directing someone to talk about something.
It's just easy to...
Just to yell that indiscriminately?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. So Batman was dreaming.
Yeah, there's no. By the way, there's no way we're gonna say this.
We're going to have to pick up
remember
the
this
pace
movie.
of this, by the way.
We're not gonna
got
remember
lots
this
of
movie
time.
in order.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Basically, the gist is this: in this movie, Batman, and we remember this from Dark Knight, where he's like, "Tonight, you're gonna break your one rule." Where Batman has one rule where he doesn't kill people.
Right.
He'll beat the crap out of them, but he won't kill them.
Right.
Truly.
In this movie, Batman kills people.
Yeah, overtly. It doesn't seem to be.
Overtly. He's not like, I feel kind of bad about this. No, he's like, you're dead.
I got the vibe that he didn't like. That wasn't really a preoccupation for this Batman, which
Not
I'm
at
fine
all,
with.
not at all.
I'm fine with that. It's fine.
Yeah, and I was fine with it too. I like this iteration of Batman where he's like in his mid 40s and he's been doing it forever, and like him and Alfred are such a kind of well-oiled machine. Like Alfred in this is played by Scar
Jeremy
himself,
Irons.
Jeremy Irons, and he's fine. And I think Ben does a very good job too.
He's very good.
But Alfred is very like he's like militant in this. Like he's like really he helps him out with the gear and all that sort of thing. He's not as kind as the Michael Caine Alfred.
Well, I like it because like we've seen a lot of Batmans where it's like, especially with the Michael Caine one, which I mean, the Nolan series is the Batman that I care about, and it's a great,
it's the Batman
great series.
It's not the Batman you deserve, but it's Batman.
It's Batman I got.
You got, yeah.
Which I liked, but Alfred in that would sometimes kind of challenge Batman, which I don't like as much because I'm not into Batman for the for his disagreements with his butler. You know, I like that this Alfred was just like
if it
helps
was
him
like
out.
a road trip buddy
but it's
comedy with him
Batman
and Alfred, I'd watch that.
Right?
Sure.
Yes,
Doesn't all start off all sunshine and rainbows, and I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like you're gonna dress like a bat and go fight crime. Totally on board for this. Makes complete sense. He's gonna be like, what's happening here? And now later on, he's like, all right, we're my mouthing. We know what's going on. I know what you're thinking. You know what I'm thinking. We're all on the same page here.
Even though that's not what happened in the other Batman movie.
You say my mouthing? Is that what you said?
I don't know. It's from like Breakup or something. He's like, we're my mouthing. We're my mouthing.
Breakup? What's Breakup?
It's the Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Aniston vehicle from a couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the bad movie we were talking about. The other bad movie.
Bad movie that, spoiler alert, you both enjoyed. The
Bat movie we're talking about.
The Bat movie.
Yeah. So
that's Batman's thing, and Batman's kind of scary in this movie.
Batman's thing is that he hella kills people, and his voice affectation makes sense because Alfred's working on a voice like modulator for his
They
suit.
actually explain that in the movie.
They do, yeah.
Because his voice doesn't sound. It doesn't just sound gruff. It's distorted, probably to protect his identity, also.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Wayne is shockingly a famous person.
Yes, he's a very famous person.
Yeah.
And
what's Superman up to?
So Clark, the Superman Clark stuff is kind of muddy to me because at the end of Man of Steel, he shows up and he's Clark Kent, and Lois has this great line, "Welcome to the planet," in this, it
was awkward because he blurts out, "What? You're not supposed to tell people I'm an alien."
What?
Don't say that.
Kal-El, son of
No,
Jor-El
I'm Superman. What's wrong with you, Lois?
Daily Planet, the newspaper we all work for.
Lois, I have to kill all these people now.
Yep.
I rewatched a bunch of Man of Steel after seeing this too, and Man of Steel made more sense as like an alien movie, but I still wasn't a huge fan of it. But anyway, Superman's really in the background of this film. I felt he's just kind of there. even though a lot of it revolves around him. So the big thing about Superman, I would say, is that his mom gets kidnapped by Lex, and Lex has her, and he's taking some photos of her tied up, and he's like, I want you, and I don't remember why, but he says, I want you to kill Batman, or I'll kill your mother. I'll kill Martha. Martha Kent is her name. Important to know that. Wait a minute. Important to know that.
Yeah.
And that's Batman's mother's name.
Now, that's going to come up.
Yeah, you might be seeing the forest for the trees here. Not that expression, but I know.
Now, with Superman as well, like, I would say, to your point, Will, Superman's not super active in this movie. Like, he does stuff, but it's mostly people reacting to things he's done or things they've been upset about.
Yes.
And I want to get to a point, because this is something that happened before Martha Kent was abducted, which is at the beginning of the movie, it's kind of a confusing scene where Lois Lane is with a photographer who is apparently Jimmy Olsen, according to the credits. The photographer is Jimmy Olsen.
In like the desert
so they're in
or something.
They're in an African country called Nairobi, not Nairobi. That's with a B. Nairobi's with an M, and they didn't bother to name. They didn't bother naming the country something different. And I was like, that's stupid and lazy. That's dumb. Call it Wakanda or something at least. Do something.
What's Wakanda from again?
That's where Black Panther lives.
Oh, good, yeah.
In Marvel.
Yeah, thank you.
But so Lois Lane is in this desert. There is an African warlord, and things go down. Jimmy Olsen apparently is in the CIA. He is killed right away.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Olsen, Batman's best guy, is dead.
Super's best guy.
They don't even call him Jimmy Olsen. He's just dead in the movie. And then the warlord's is threatening Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And then Superman shows up, which they don't explain multiple times this movie.
Yeah.
Lois Lane is in danger.
Yeah.
At one point, she's just falling off a building, and Superman gets her. Presumably, Superman's in the supermarket, and he has like Lois Lane sense or something. I don't know. Did he give her like?
Yeah, because
does he have an app or something where she's falling and he goes and saves her?
At one point, Lois is drowning, and Superman's involved in the climactic fight of the movie, which is very loud. And then he's got his super hearing, hears some kind of bubbling, gurgling, drowningly noises.
It's disturbing that he knows that's what Lois Lane sounds like. Do you think at home he's just like, come here, come to this thing for a second. This isn't going to be pleasant, but it's going to save you in the future. I need to know what it sounds like when you're gurgling in water.
All right, now I need to push you off this building. Make sure you scream real loud. Or
but you'd have to be in the water with her to get the proper sense. Otherwise, he's above the water, hearing her one way, and in the water, the noise isn't going to.
He would have to do both.
She was underwater under like a metal thing.
The umbrella.
And he could still hear her.
So
he's got to have Lois sense.
He's a superhero.
He goes to save Lois, and then there's this whole thing of like
Space Ranger.
People died when Superman goes to save Lois Lane. So there's like a congressional hearing about how Superman caused people to die in another country, despite the fact that Superman is an alien. Mm-hmm. There was people who died who were Americans, but it was also in another country.
Oh, I thought it was about the conflict from the first movie.
That's the problem. I hope the first draft of this script was they're taking him in to talk about what happened in the first part of the movie, and I bet someone was like, well, we need to make it more recent. They won't remember what happened in the first movie, despite the fact that Ben Affleck relives the first part of the movie. They show it. It's so stupid that they, instead of being like, hey, why did you have a fight with a guy and destroy half of Metropolis, where instead they're like, why did you get into a scuffle in the desert with some people?
They say scuffle?
No, they don't. It's stupid.
It's a good.
It doesn't make sense.
So yeah, there's Bruce. He's on the phone with a guy in a Wayne Tower. He's like, get everyone out, and he tries to get everyone out.
This is the first movie again. This is Man of Steel, aka 9/11.
Yes, but this takes place in the Batman v Superman movie. He's like, get out, and the building falls down, and there's a guy like, help! I got a beam on my legs, and Bruce is like, oh, okay, I'll save you. And he
help! I'm Scoot McNairy.
I'll pick up the beam, and the guy's like, my legs! I can't feel my legs, and the guy gets taken away by medical professionals, and he's like, you'll be okay. And so this guy comes back later without his legs, and he works for Wayne Enterprises, and he goes to the Superman memorial that they have there in Metropolis, this big statue, and he climbs it, and spray paints it like false idol or something like that.
He spray paints it false god, even though it's very hard to see that.
Yeah, it is hard to see that.
It's not clear,
guys.
Yeah,
he climbs up in a way that's admirable.
So he climbs up, and then this guy, and we're all over the place because the movie is, and then this guy meets up with Lex.
This is not us. This is the movie being all over the place.
And Lex Luthor is like, hey, I'm gonna make you not walk again, but he's like, basically he just gives the guy a fancy new wheelchair, okay?
Yeah.
And so Superman goes to the Senate for this congressional hearing, and it's Elastigirl running the Senate.
Holly Hunter?
Yeah, running the hearing.
Okay.
Earlier,
I gotta talk about that too, though.
Yes, earlier she has a talk with Lex, and she says, "You can call horse pee Granny's iced tea, and you still can't, convince me that it's what it is."
It was just pee. It wasn't horse pee.
Word, what she said?
She says you can't call it. You can pee in a jar and call it Granny's peach tea, but I still don't believe this thing's stupid. Some dumb Southern expression because she's a Democrat for Kentucky. You know how there's Democratic senators from Kentucky.
She a Democrat from Kentucky?
Yes. Someone said that's the most unbelievable part of a movie where Superman fights Batman. There's a Democratic senator from Kentucky.
That's hilarious.
So
she said you can wee in a jar, and you can't tell me that And so she's they're at the hearing, and Superman's on trial, and she's got this jar, and she's like, wait a minute. She turns the jar around, and it's a jar with a piece of tape that says Granny's peach tea. And she kind of
this doesn't happen in the movie.
Yes, it does. This is a real thing.
What are you talking about?
She kind of looks at it for a second, and then the guy.
It's a congressional.
By the way, can you mention the part with Soledad O'Brien before I get to the?
Yeah. Okay. So
explosion.
It's a congressional hearing about this event that happened in Nairobi. It's being led by this Holly Hunter character. For some reason, Scoot McNairy in a wheelchair is there. He wasn't at this other thing. It doesn't make sense that he's there, really, because
no. But he's. I guess he's part of the case.
He's part of the. I guess he's part of the case.
On trial.
So
Scoot McNairy.
Lex, look him up. He's the only person named Scoot, so it shouldn't be that hard to find him. But
he's in Argo. Okay.
They're at the Capitol building. All this is happening. Lex Luthor is there. He has a conversation with Holly Hunter before. Him and Holly Hunter seem to have, there's a relationship there that I feel like they wanted to make flirty, but she seems to be 30 years older than him, so it was kind of weird. And it's like, I was like, I think it's because they wanted him to be Bryan Cranston, and so they're like, well, the age thing would make a bit more sense then if they're kind of flirty.
Back to Spacey.
Yeah, even Spacey wouldn't have been bad. But
too busy doing 9 lives.
So Luther's like, "Hey, save my seat," and then as this congressional hearing is starting, this woman is turning this jar filled with pee. Yeah, she's getting really flustered in a way that if you watched it on television, you'd be like, "What is wrong with this woman?" Like she seems like she's acting so stupid that another senator would have surely stood up and been like,
being Holly Hunter.
Yeah, someone else would have been like, "Okay, so I'll start the hearing," and then the room blows up.
Hey, piss jar over there. Oh, the room blows up. Because
Scoot McNairy's magic Lex Luthor wheelchair.
His wheelchair exploded. That's why Lex gave it to him.
I thought the peach tea piss was some sort of...
I know. That's what I was waiting for, too. Is it?
I thought it was like, you drank wee-wee.
I don't think she drank it.
Calling him wee-wee. You're 31.
The best part during that scene is that Superman is in the room and it blows up. And Superman's face he's kind of got a look on his face like, oh, I just locked my keys in my car.
He's like,
God. The room is on fire, and he's like, oh.
He's like, crap.
Did I turn the stove off before I left this morning?
So that's one of those things that, remember that. The last time the public sees Superman, he's standing in a room that blows up, and people think he might have done it.
Okay.
So just let's keep that in mind for the future events of this movie.
And then a room blows up, then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on trial for being basically an all-powerful being. So I
no one thinks hey, he looks like the guy that works at Daily Planet. By the way, he's called in sick for work the last week.
That gets stupider in the movie. That gets dumber in the movie. It's okay. There's a part at the end which is very stupid. So Batman doesn't like Superman. Superman was involved in an explosion. Batman doesn't like Superman because Superman seems like he could do anything, and Superman doesn't like Batman because Batman is starting to brand criminals with his with like a bat.
He's got a bat brander pair of knucks.
Which they in the movie they're like, oh yeah, they on this movie has some great TV news anchors that are terrible. They're like, and people who have the bat brand in prison are almost always killed by the people there on purpose. So Batman is sentencing these people to death. It's like, why would people just kill people if they have a Bat brand on? They're just people. It doesn't make any sense.
Terrible news copy.
It was that level of bad. It was stupid. Anyway,
you mentioned the Soledad O'Brien thing where he comes up from behind her. She's like, "Oh yes, here he is now."
Soledad O'Brien, this network. How are you? And like in a way that you would never do.
Wasn't CNN. All right, so yes, let's see. Where are we now? Superman blew up Congress.
He didn't, but he was around.
He is around. And Wonder Woman kind of throughout the movies in the background of like these events in like these really awesome like red carpet dresses, and she's kind of hanging around and
these awesome red carpet dresses.
Well, she's very elegant the whole time.
She's a good looking kid, and she's like following Bruce around, and then Bruce has like these files, and then he finds a picture of Wonder Woman from 1918. And it's her and her gang, featuring Chris Pine.
So there's a part of this movie that Will's describing right now where Wonder Woman is in a picture from 1918.
Yeah.
And it shows a close-up picture of her very closely. And if you look over her shoulder, it's Captain Kirk.
Yeah, Chris
in a
Pine.
way that is very distracting. It's just
distracting.
like you're watching it, you're like, wait, is Captain Kirk in this movie? No, he's in that picture though.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an odd choice.
Well, it's just because they're making. I mean, you know the deal, right? They're making the Wonder Woman movie.
Yes,
and like
it's true. And I was thinking about this. It's like DC's kind of on a first date with us, and the whole time they're planning for like the 10th date.
Yes,
like just do this one right. You're distracted, DC. But now this is while there's a scene coming up where Wonder Woman reads her email.
There's a scene coming up where Wonder Woman reads her email, but also...
Are you guys just messing with me? And how far into the movie are we? Because
I have no idea.
We're really going to speed that. We were just going like step for step. And if I was listening to this podcast, I'd be like, good boy.
We got most of the movie done at this point.
Do we?
I think
sure.
So.
We skipped over a lot of stuff.
40 minutes into it.
We haven't got to the part where they see all the files of
Where's
the
Aquaman?
other four... Yeah.
So Batman...
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
I've seen it too.
So, okay, well, what... do you want to talk about Batman reading, going through those pictures, those videos?
Yeah, so Batman goes through
Batman has
files.
He's hacked Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor has all this information.
YouTube.
And so he took all the information, and he has a thing called metahumans.
Yes.
Which I guess is the in-universe word for superhero.
Yeah, which I've got to tell you, I never met a human I didn't like. But go on.
So one of them is Wonder Woman, complete with her logo.
Yeah, everyone gets a logo.
Everyone has a logo in the thing. And so it's just Batman clicking through and being like, all right, here is this kid who is in a convenience store who sees a guy stealing something, and then boop, he disappears for a quick flash, and then he's back.
Oh, and it's super speedy, man.
And it's Flash.
Yeah.
And then there's underwater footage of a ship underwater, and you look, and hey, isn't that guy from Game of Thrones looking at the camera full on for 10 full seconds before swimming off really quickly?
And a sonic boom underwater, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the Miles Dyson from Terminator 2.
That's right.
He is working really hard at with a torso and a head.
Yeah.
And then he gets a magic box, and oh my gosh, it's Cyborg.
Yeah.
What was the last one? Was that everything?
There's one thing we missed. Oh yeah, we missed Batman's double dream. He has that double dream where he fights.
Is this before or after he does what I just said?
I think it's before, because he has the double dream, and then he gets visited by a guy in red, which I thought was the Flash, but I guess it isn't. It is the Flash. Oh, it is.
So
just
okay, you know what?
Crazy getup.
You know how in movies and TV shows people like fall asleep and then like something crazy happens, like, oh, it was a dream, and then something crazy happens, and that was a dream too.
Yeah,
that happens in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Batman has this post-apocalyptic world where Superman is the supreme ruler,
supreme ruler or something. He's got a bunch of Superman soldiers and one very, very cool fight part though.
Yeah, very cool.
One long take.
And then he wakes up, and then he's on his laptop, and one of the weirdest parts of this movie, there's just like a rift in the space-time continuum in front of him. Some guy with a weird mask is like, pops out, and he's like, Lois Lane is the answer! She's the one you need. Yeah. I think he like comments on how he might be early and then leaves. And it's so out of place. It's so strange.
Thing is pretty confusing. So,
and it's also weird because if someone's traveling back in time to tell you something, You can't be too early. That's not how time travel works. Being
Jeez.
early is the point.
Yeah, you can be late.
You can be late, but then you just go back.
Alex, this movie is so strange.
It's
But
so
you liked
odd.
it. That's what I don't understand.
Just kind of went with it.
I
didn't expect it to be good.
You guys like crappy things.
It just tickled me. No, shut up. That's everything's subjective.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm very aware of that. You guys like crappy things. That's subjective.
No.
So let's get okay.
That's
So
just
I think
like your opinion, man.
there's a part of this movie where there is some kryptonite, which was found in
It was found in India.
And so originally Lex Luthor's like, "Hey, I want to import this kryptonite to use as a possible silver bullet for Superman." Because he conducted tests on the body of General Zod.
Yeah.
And he knows kryptonite doesn't work well with it. Kryptonite not only makes people normal, it seems to be like a poison to them too.
Yeah, it negatively affects their Kryptonian cells or something.
So Lex Luthor's like, hey, I want to import that. And the senator that eventually blows up is like, no, I don't want you to. In the end, Lex Luthor gets the kryptonite and then Batman steals it. Batman turns it into grenades and a spear.
Yeah, grenades. He manages to make it like aerosol or whatever that expression is. Yeah, so he has 3 aerosol kryptonite grenades and 1 kryptonite spear.
You know, because Batman has a spear. And then so there's the whole thing with Martha Kent being abducted, and then Superman has to go fight Batman. Although Superman starts by being like, hey, can we talk for a second? And then Batman opens up with throwing like a grenade at his face.
Yeah, and he also blasts him with like these giant sound
Right.
speakers, and he's got a bunch of guns that just blast at him.
Yeah, Superman, because Batman doesn't care, he has guns. He doesn't care about killing. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's also wearing an Iron Man suit.
Yes, you got.
There's straight up no other way to
Iron Man
describe it. His eyes glow. He's Iron Man, and he's trying to beat up Superman. And as they're fighting, he almost gets the spear and he almost stabs Superman through the chest. Except when Superman says something like "Save Martha."
Yeah. He's like, we have to save Martha, and that's what stops Batman from killing him.
Batman goes, "Huh? What? Martha? Huh? That's my mom's name."
Yeah, and he's like, that's my mom's name too. Do we used to become best friends?
Yep. That's I've seen online. That was a example of exactly what happened in the movie. Because after that moment, they have no more problems with each other
at all. They team up right away.
They immediately team up. Batman now, and in a weird thing, what's happened? 2 things are happening at once. But one of the things is that Batman goes to save Martha Kent instead of Superman.
Yes, Batman. Yeah, and then Superman.
Will that be too
saves
obvious?
Lois or something.
Lois.
I think he goes to stop Doomsday or whatever.
Lois? Yeah, he goes to save Doomsday. Oh yeah, so the Lex
Does
is
Michael
also
Shannon
working
become
on,
Doomsday?
Yeah, so Zod
Kind of.
The body of Zod is like imbued with something.
Yeah, it's like
Electricity. They go to the crash site of this Kryptonian ship, and he gets put in like, I don't think it's like a Lazarus pool or something. That might be in a different universe. I might be wrong, but he gets put in the water and he gets kind of brought back to life as Doomsday. Anyway, so Doomsday is unleashed. It's basically, as Max Landis would say, a Grey Hulk, and Doomsday is about to blast old baddie, but then Wonder Woman shows up, blocks it with her gauntlets, and then we get a big fight with the 3 of them, and that's where you get the "I thought she was with you" spot.
Now in the movie, like at the theater I was at, first off, not very full. When I went to get my ticket, she was like, "Oh, good, it's 4% full." I was like, "Okay, I've chosen a good time to go to the movie."
It's like good for a movie, bad for a battery.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I went in, my theater was very excited about Wonder Woman. They were like, yeah, she's cool. Everybody was on board with Wonder Woman.
They were just talking about it?
Yeah. And
no, it was just there was a palpable reaction.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. She got a pop. She got the Wonder Woman pop.
She did.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's there, and she's got her sword and shield, and eventually she's got her lasso, and she's pretty sweet. She mentioned that she's killed things from other worlds before. She
That's
kind of
kinda
gets
badass.
She gets thrashed around, and then she kind of like smiles about it. She's like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
I pointed something out to Will.
Oh yes, this is also she finds out this is happening on the news, and she's getting on a plane, and she's about to load her Louis Vuitton suitcase in the in the upper
overhead.
The overhead, please. Yeah, larger items, the overhead.
Yeah.
And she sees it on the news. She's like, I gotta go, and she's got presumably her
Nairobi vacation's gonna have to wait.
Her Wonder
exactly.
Woman. She has her Wonder Woman gear in her Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah.
Gotta assume.
Yeah, and then she heads over to Metropolis to save it.
Now, in the comics, or as what I understand about Wonder Woman, one of the things she has is an invisible jet.
Yes.
So what's she doing flying commercial?
Yeah. And like I said, I mentioned to Matt, I'm like, I don't think she's going to have an invisible jet in this one. Something tells me that they're going to skip the invisible jet part.
Yeah.
A lot of capital involved with that. A lot of capital.
Yeah, so they have a fight. Superman dies, and then at the end of Batman versus Superman, Superman straight up dies.
Yeah, Superman has the Kryptonian spear.
Oh, sorry. This is
so Batman.
This is after Superman is fighting Doomsday. They go into space, and the United States.
What are you talking about?
United States launches a nuclear weapon at Superman and Doomsday in outer space. And I guess they could hit a moving target in outer space with a nuclear weapon, which I didn't think was a thing.
Yeah, which is awesome. Which
did nothing and only made Doomsday stronger.
Yeah, because it got all.
How does Superman die?
So this is what they do. It's a triple team, right? So Wonder Woman's got him with the lasso somehow.
Which she never explains. She just has it. You have to assume you have to understand how Wonder Woman works.
At one point, she chops off one of Doomsday's hands, and he grows a big bony spike. So she's got him with the lasso. Bats throws his last kryptonite grenade. So the aerosol stuns him.
He throws it from about 15 meters away, and the camera feels the need to pan over to show Batman being like, "Yeah, I just threw that," which is like, "Yeah, he's the one who had those. Of course, he threw it."
That was me. And then Superman's got the kryptonite spear, which he has to drive into Doomsday's heart.
Yes.
But as he does that, so too does Doomsday drive his bone spike through Superman's heart. And I'm like, oh, sweet, they killed Superman in this movie. I was like, I don't think they do that. All right.
It seems unlikely.
This Justice League movie is going to be weird.
Yeah, so they kill Superman, and they're like, well, that's too bad. And then they, for the remainder of the movie, is like the Superman, tribute.
So Superman and Clark Kent both have funerals.
Yes.
In the newspaper that announces that Superman's dead on the front, on A3, there's an article about how Clark Kent's reporter was killed during the mayhem. Even though I'm pretty sure there's a picture of Superman on the front, and there's a picture of Clark Kent in the newspaper with it.
Pages though.
It's the same picture. It's awkward because it's the same picture too.
Which is so dumb. So Superman gets a state funeral complete with a flyover, despite the fact that the last time anyone saw him in any real capacity, he was in a building that blew up under suspicions that it was him.
Yeah, but also I think they kind of knew that he killed.
They figured he was a good guy. Batman was like, "Hey, he's okay.
He's cool. Wait a minute.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother, baby.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I mean, crap. Darn it.
Come on."
So they have a state funeral for him, and then they bury him in Kansas, right?
Yeah, Clark Kent's funeral is in Kansas. Yeah. Before the funeral, Martha Kent comes out and does what I think is kind of heartless, which is she goes to Lois Lane and she goes, "This came from Clark. It's for you. He was going to surprise you with it when you got here."
Pulls out her middle finger like, "Bow, never liked you."
She opens up an envelope, and inside, engagement ring.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ooh.
It's like, there? Wasn't there? What the heck was the thing in? Was it Dark Knight Rises where Alfred has something? He's like, don't worry, you can wait.
It's in the Dark Knight where he has that letter.
Oh yeah.
He has the letter, just like, how would I know once you give it to him? It's not sealed.
That's not a good Michael Caine impression.
When would I know once you give him this letter?
It sounds like more like Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it is way more Liam Neeson.
I have a very special set of skills.
And you didn't change your accent at all, and it was
I have special skills.
So,
all right,
Superman comes back to life.
So Bruce and Diana are standing at
Diana Clark's, being Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Diana Prince is standing at his grave.
I was thinking Diane Lane, who plays Martha.
That's right.
True.
So they're standing at his grave, and they're like, "Well, I guess we gotta team up and find the other metahumans because there's more people like Clark in the universe, or Cal in the universe. Then they're gonna come after us." And then Batman visits Lex in jail, where Lex gets his head shaved because his long hair was very dangerous. It was a menace to society.
Weapon could be.
There's no reason for him to be bald.
Is a weapon, and what does he say? Batman's like, "Yeah, I'm coming to get you," or something. I don't remember. He tries. He doesn't brand him, but then Lex is like, something from space is coming to get him. And then the last shot of the movie is the a little smattering of
hand
dirt.
Reaches out.
It's Batman's. It's Batman. It's Superman's Clark Kent's casket.
Yeah, and there's a smattering of dirt on top, and then the dirt starts to levitate a little bit, and then we get the credits.
It's such a quick thing. It's exactly like the Inception
3.
thing.
Or Inception, too. Yeah, or like X-Men 3.
Anytime something happens,
the
that
casket buried.
It's about to be.
They put the one scoop, and then the guys had a smoke break.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it's the whole movie. And Alex, I know you're going to be first in line.
2.5 hours.
I feel like I could watch it and like not remember anything you guys just said.
Probably.
I'll probably see it at some point.
Yeah. So it's 2.5 hours. The R-rated cut that's going to come out on Blu-ray whenever it comes out is going to be 3.
No, Will, what's going to make this movie R-rated?
Superman's
like, I'm going to effing kill you.
You know those shots of General Zod when he's laying on the table and we don't see his junk? We'll see his junk in this version. They'll pan out and be like, look!
It's like a dead body.
Yeah.
He can't.
We'll see his dead wiener.
Man, these gurneys are cold.
His dead pee-pee.
Oh, God.
We just got the jar of wee-wee on the table.
Okay,
but
so I have $12 in my pocket. I can only see
Yeah.
one movie. I didn't listen to your review last week of
Cloverfield
Lane.
Oh, for sure see that movie.
What do I go
Cloverfield Lane in a heartbeat. Watch that movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure check that out.
So good.
see?
I had a
That
friend
on Tuesday.
I had a friend who texted me and he was like, I'm going to go see this movie at 4:40 on a Wednesday. Hopefully I'm the only one in the theater. Is that a good way to see this movie? And I was like, yeah, if you can get away with that. Being by yourself.
If you can just cut a big fart.
Unfortunately, in Saskatoon, there were 4 people at the Wednesday 4:40 showing of 10 Cloverfield Lane. So he did not get to be on his lonesome.
He didn't get to enjoy it himself.
No, it's true. But he was kind of blown away by it.
I will say that Batman v Superman features some pretty great Batman fighting.
Batman's great in this movie.
Yeah,
Ben Affleck as Batman is really fun.
Batman's sweet. And I like Wonder Woman too. She was
good.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Alex has a very long, wordy review of Batman v Superman, but check it out.
Like 40 minutes.
And like at the end, I just turned to my friend. I was like, I kind of love that. And he's like, what? And we did a high five.
We just
At least didn't actually high five.
Oh, we did a high five, and we jumped up and we bumped butts together, and then we did like
bump your hips,
the chest thing. No, we turned around and we went cheek to cheek. We went meep, and then we jumped up and we did a chest bump. And then
you don't actually have to act it out.
And then we did a dab. And then
boy, you don't. That's not how you dab. What's this? You gotta go.
I dabbed.
Guys, again, not a video podcast.
I know.
Will is just like
it's all audio, folks.
I'm just trying to bug Alex. I dabbed like I was like. And then I did a nay. I was like, Alex, hey. Okay, sorry. That's the review of the movie. But yeah, Matt, before going into it, he's like,
yeah.
What do you think? I was like, I was really surprised. He's like, good surprise or bad surprise? I was like, oh, it was a good surprise. And
you were kind of vague about it, which I liked. You were like, I was surprised.
Well, yeah, because you were about to see it.
You could have said
we were super not vague about it right now because Alex openly admitted that he wasn't going to.
It's not a good movie.
No, it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie at all. I can definitely understand why only 29% of critics gave it a 5.1 out of 10.
Didn't Nolan help produce it though? Wasn't that the whole thing?
I think
but
it's his name and a paycheck. These
are Zack Snyder's movies though.
Yeah, he got nothing to do with it.
I keep thinking Zack Snyder's like a kid, but he's a man. He's 40. No,
he's got a son who's gonna play. Who's like a pretty well. He's a pretty well scouted quarterback actually.
Oh, he's from Green Bay. Oh,
is he really?
He's a cheesehead. Oh,
yeah, like I think his son might be. I know he's played.
He cast Aaron Rodgers as Superman in the next movie.
That actually might be better casting.
Rodgers would be awesome. Yeah. Although technically it should be Cam Newton because of his,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Eli Snyder is a quarterback for the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if he's started a game yet, or maybe he'll start next year or something.
Okay, so
he's gonna light up the Pac-12.
Well, 2 minutes on NXT TakeOver, and then no spoilers. I know because people haven't seen WrestleMania yet, even though it was last night.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still crunching the numbers on WrestleMania, but I could not believe.
Can't believe Seth Rollins did a dive off the jumbotron at Cowboy Stadium. That was nuts.
What I did realize when someone mentioned it or something is that everyone who walked away with the title last year at WrestleMania isn't on this show, which is
so Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, and tag team. Well, tag team was the pre-show.
It was pre-show, but I forgot who it was.
And who in the US?
No, it was Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Divas title was I think Divas champion was AJ. And U.S. champion was John Cena. He walked away with the title. And none of them were on the show this year. So NXT TakeOver in Dallas was a great show because every NXT TakeOver is a great show. Super hot international crowd with the crazy chants and European-style football match singing, which they did a lot of in London, obviously. Tag title match was incredible. You have this basically this team like the Andersons, Dash and Dawson, just like these two kind of doughy, hard-knuckled dudes against Team Angle, essentially, which is like these two. One was a former U.S. Olympian, one was a former NCAA amateur wrestler.
Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah, except it's Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
Oh, Chad Gable!
Yeah, Chad Gable looks like the Winter Soldier a little bit.
Bucky Burns?
Yeah, that match was great. And
Balor and Samoa Joe.
Well, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe kind of got, I won't say ruined, but at the onset of the match, there was a headbutt above Samoa Joe's eye, and Samoa Joe got hard weighed bad and bled like crazy. And so they had at one point they had 3 guys working on the cut, and the people in Dallas were not fans. They chanted PG sucks, and they also chanted something PG, which I can't say on the show because the word they used was not PG at all. Which I understand. I understand, guys, but if you're so smart, shouldn't you know too that it is a little bit dangerous for him to have that much blood coming out of him, and maybe we should care about the guy.
They literally stopped the match to tend to the cut.
Well, pause the match, kind of. Because, now anytime anyone gets cut open, the ref puts the gloves on and they kind of dab the blood away. But I think UFC it's more of a style. I think, yes, exactly. So, which is cool. I like the TakeOver presentation because they always cut to people in the crowd too, watching it kind of like UFC style. But certainly the show stealer of this show was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. So if you get a chance to, it'll probably show up again.
But Zayn came back on Raw last week.
So we'll see. Yeah, Sami Zayn's going to be. He's going to be. That was his last NXT match.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. He's on WrestleMania. He was in the.
Well, I guess when Kevin Owens first came on TV, he was still the champion.
He was NXT champion when he was facing John Cena.
Right.
So Shinsuke Nakamura is like this. Basically call him the King of Strong Style, which is that Japanese very stiff style, and he's a weird dude, but weird in a very fun way. He's not like the typical Japanese bow and be very respectful. He's just odd. He does these weird things with his fingers that nobody can see what I'm doing right now. But YouTube him, I'm sure you can see a bunch of stuff on him.
She couldn't say Nakamura.
The reason that match was good in my opinion was Tim Spidell, friend of the show, was texting me about it. He's like, "You watching this? You watching this?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm recording." He's like, "Oh man, it's the best match I've ever seen." So. He was very stiff on Sammy, and then Sammy brought it right back to him. Because Sami Zayn's one of those guys who's traveled all around the world for about 12 years as El Generico. So he's wrestled everywhere. He's a good Canadian kid, too, from Montreal. It was a great match.
Was Robert Inconsiderate there?
Yes, Robert Inconsiderate was there.
Cool.
He's also a good Canadian kid, isn't he?
He's not. He's from Kentucky or Kansas, but he fought out of Halifax, Nova Scotia for RAW for a while.
Who's
there?
This?
You go.
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. He was in the. He's a TNA guy for a long time.
Yeah,
but now,
literally just left.
Basically, everybody's coming over to NXT or WWE. WWE, if you're.
It's the only show in town.
AJ Styles' case. Yeah, it's basically like.
It's like New Japan Wrestling or. That's about it.
Wrestle anywhere else. Like Sting, I didn't see any of the Hall of Fame except for Sting getting inducted. And Sting was like, yes, I'm going to retire. And I'm very happy to retire into the WWE banner. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome, man.
It's also the only thing you can retire under.
Of course, you'll retire under the WWE banner, but there you go. There you have it.
What else is there?
But also, Sting was like, this isn't goodbye. This is so long. So, I mean, he won't wrestle ever again, but he'll show up and do.
Doesn't even make sense.
Appearances.
It isn't goodbye. It's to smell you later.
It's just, I hate to watch him leave, but what does it say? I hate to see him go, but I love to watch him leave.
It's a weird thing to say about Sting.
About Sting? He's got a good booty.
It's kind of a weird thing. It's kind of a creepy thing to say about anyone.
He's married to his trainer. It's beautiful. His wife's his trainer.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know that about Sting.
Yeah. Anyway, and that's what I can say about NXT. But yeah, I'm still crunching the numbers on WrestleMania 32.
Yep.
It was a 14.5-hour show. So
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Watch him come back next week and be like, I'm so glad I don't watch anymore.
Well,
yeah.
That's our show for this week.
Well, we out of time.
We out of time here on the Pardon the Interruption podcast. Follow MeUndies on Snapchat for your chance to win undies.
Good night, Canada. Thanks, everybody. Let's do the Twitter shout-outs. I'm on Twitter at William C. Vaughn.
I'm at MP Vaughn.
At Evonics, EVAUGHANICS.
See, there you go. We're getting better at the sign-off. Next week, it's not what movie came out? Oh, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, too.
We'll just be talking. We'll just be talking.
People,
we be jamming. We be tacking. We be shopping. We be shopping. We be tacking. Shopping.
I may or may not say one or two more things about whatever we call it, WrestleMania 32. Okay, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.